Simran.
Well, Major Muhammad Ali Shah, in fact, the developments that we are tracking right now of the Assad's regime being collapsed to its core is indeed shocking, because at this point, in fact, the 3D images are also being shown in focus, where the plane of the Assad, the 3D map of flight trajectory of the plane which was being used to carry Assad, had allegedly been crashed as well. Well, now moving on to the breakings that we are tracking right now. Syrian rebels have advanced towards Damascus as front lines have collapsed across the country, posting an existential crisis and threat to the President Bashar al-Assad's 24-year-old rule. Now, possible existential crisis as Syrian rebels advance towards Damascus. Viewers, what next in the civil war of Syria remains to be the top focus, as there is tension, and at this point of time the developments are being monitored very peculiarly at this time, as the incident coincides with the official announcement from the newly formed Syrian transitional government, which declared the fall of Assad's regime in the first issued of the public statement. Let me also bring in my guest once again, Group Captain retired UK Devnath. What next do you suspect at this point of time, as there is the issuance of the first public statement following the absence of the aircraft which was carrying the president of the Syria, and now the Syrian transitional government has issued a statement? What message does it give to the people who are currently in a state of panic and chaos, where also the interventions from the neighboring forces are increasingly seen at this point of time, but the rebels are preparing for a takeover?
Yes, Simran, as far as STS rebels are concerned, Syrian government at Damascus, they will form very soon. They will have to take help from large number of their coalition other rebel groups. There are at least 6 to 7 groups who are controlling different part of Syria, and STS just about controls 30%. Okay, including Damascus, STS just about controls 40% of Syria. The eastern Syria, the northeastern Syria, they are all controlled by Kurd rebels. The Kurdistan rebels, are they part of this future government, future alliance in Damascus? That has to be seen. Similarly, the border along with Iraq, there are many Shia militant groups who operate from that area near the borders of Iraq. They are supported by, they still hold ground, and they are supported by Iran. So, will they be invited to form this government or be a part of this new Syrian transitional government? We have to see. Hezbollah remains a very strong and potent force on the borders of Lebanon and Syria. What will be the approach of Hezbollah, who are very, very strong even now? After a lot of fight with Israel, Hezbollah is weakened, but politically they remain very, very strong force in southern Lebanon. What will be their approach towards the new Syrian transitional government? Israel remains an unknown commodity in this entire big chess game. You see, Bashar al-Assad government was never openly hostile to Israel in last few years. He had more or less committed all his army, all his security forces towards the east of Syria, towards north of Syria, trying to control these rebel terrorist groups. So the front near Golan Heights, that is the Israel border and Syrian border, was peaceful, and Bashar al-Assad never launched any attack of any kind on Israel in last few years. But now that there is an extreme jihadi Sunni majority, almost STS core group is almost 80% are Sunnis, that to extreme Sunnis. So these people are now sharing a border with Israel towards Golan Heights. What will be the approach of these Sunni groups who STS, who are in control of Syria and Damascus now towards Israel? They will not be very kind towards Israel, definitely, because they are jihadi groups, they are Muslim groups, they are militant groups. They by core, their nature, their philosophy is anti-Jew. But we have to see whether America and Turkey are able to keep them under check, under control, and some kind of a discipline is enforced on them by Turkey and by USA. Yes, Simran.
UK Captain Devnath, in fact, rightly said, as we are also expecting that things do come in sight for a proper collision about the developments that we are tracking. Let me also get Major Muhammad Ali Shah on the broadcast, where